Greetings! I'm Cindy Bensley-Gertz with Conscious Living Arts and the Vibrant Woman Awakening program. Over the course of the next 3 videos, I want to talk about creating an inspired and empowered approach to midlife and menopause so that you can have a joyful journey too. I'm just like you. I didn't always feel this energetic. I didn't always have my health. I didn't always have this kind of vibrancy. So back in my 20s and my 30s, I really didn't know how to take care of myself. I didn't know how to love myself, and I definitely didn't embrace my feminine side. And it showed up in my body in various ways. So I suffered greatly with seasonal affective disorder and different menstrual problems. I ground my teeth. I had so much stress in my life. And I had serious seasonal allergies that turned into hideous sinus infections and viruses that led to this crisis in my life where I was burnt out and very, very unhealthy. Right about that time, enter yoga into my life. And so for about the last 20 years, I've practiced and I've taught this art of yoga, and it has transformed my health. It has transformed my life. And I believe that it has paved the path to ease and happiness moving through midlife and menopause. I also have a student that I've worked with for 15 or more years, and she started practicing yoga with me when she was in her 40s, and she has said to me on multiple occasions that yoga has saved her life. Saved her life. I feel that way too. And now she's in her 50s and she's thriving. And the beautiful part about this is that she has set the stage for the rest of her life. She has chosen to create the body and being that will bring her through the rest of her life. And for us ladies, that could mean that we live to be 100 in this day and age. So 50 is just the halfway point. What's that going to look like for you? So there might be some things that you're feeling a little hesitant about, like time or the tools to get there. How am I going to create that inspired menopause or inspired midlife? You might also have a great deal of discomfort or disease around talking about menopause or your menstrual cycle or even aging. And that can lead to isolation. So let's start with time. And I get it. I get it. We are sandwiched between raising our kids and caring for our aging parents, all the while we're in our working years. And whether you're working in the home, managing a home, raising a family, which is a very, very valid job, or you're pursuing a career, or maybe some combination of both, like I've done, there's a lot going on, and you might be thinking, where's the time for me? How am I going to create or make that time and space for myself? And I want to very gently and lovingly challenge that idea, because I had that belief for many years. I lived with the belief that I had to take care of A, B, C, and D before I could take care of me. I had to take care of others before I could take care of me. And I want to bust that myth and gently challenge it, because here's why. If you do not create or make or find that space and time right now, what is magically going to change in your life for that space to happen? So really, it's up to us to take a stand for making and creating that time for ourselves. So there's a lot of new tools to learn too, whether you're a beginner or whether you're a practiced yogini. And I want to talk especially to those people who have already practiced yoga for some time, that your practice in midlife is not going to look like the practice of your 20s and 30s. When you enter into your 40s and 50s, your body starts changing. There are many physical discomforts that go along with menopause. And so what used to work on your mat for you might not work anymore. And in fact, some of the things that you practice might make those discomforts worse. So I want to show you some new tools. So let's talk a little bit about discomfort around menopause as well. And I like to attribute this to some of the stories and some of the myths that have been handed down from our grandmothers and our mothers. Um, Stories that have been told, like it's all in your head, these things that you're experiencing. Or one of my personal favorites, and one that I've experienced myself, is, oh, you're too young for menopause. And I'm here to bust those myths too, because this is not our mother's menopause. This is inspired menopause. And it's never too early to learn about what to expect. And it's never too late to be able to process the experiences, the feelings, and the thoughts that you've had around menopause. And that leads to breaking isolation and fear around it, and all the anxiety that comes with it, of this very unpredictable but very personal experience that we're each having. There's so many things that we share in common about it too, that I want to bring people together. I want to bring women together around it, so that when we walk into a room and we start to talk about it, we're not met with that dreaded silence anymore. So I want to take a stand. I want to take a stand to create a new legacy. And this is why it's important, because we're the models for our daughters and our sons' daughters and wives and all of the other women in our lives that we love and that we want to care for. Because when we're filling up our own well of being, when we're putting on our own oxygen mask first, and it's necessary to do that, because if we can't breathe, how can we help other people? And that will support our natural gift and our natural ability to be caregivers. So in the next video, I want to share one of the 4 keys to an inspired menopause. But in the meantime, I want you to check out the comment section below this video, and please post. Please share with me today your greatest takeaway. So what's the one thing you learned today that you didn't know before? Or what's one new way that you're inspired? Because this is not our mother's menopause. This is inspired menopause.